Hi, boys and girls. Today is Monday, May 17th, and what you should have done already is watch the Lesson 8 video that's posted on your Schoology page. So if you haven't done that yet, please make sure you stop this video now. Go ahead back and watch that instructional video so that you have all the information that you need before starting the practice problems with me. If you have watched the video, you're now going to open your student workbook to page 40. We're going to be doing a couple problems today on page 40 and 41 to help practice turning things to various different degree of angles. So I have a half circle protractor in front of me, and each of you have one of these. So if you look at your half circle protractor, I want you to notice if you look at the 0 and then you follow your finger the whole way on the other side, you should see that a half circle protractor measures 180 degrees. So if I would turn this whole thing, one whole turn, just like a straight line is measured 180 degrees, so is a half of a turn. Now if I would put two full circle, half circle protractors together, I make a full circle, so that would be 180 degrees plus 180 degrees, which would mean a full circle. So if I turn in this chair, a full circle, I just turned 360 degrees. Now, if I start here and I turn to my right, 1/4 of the way, I turn a quarter turn or 90 degrees. If I start back at the beginning, you could try this with me. So you could stand up from wherever you're watching your video, and I want you to make a 180 degree turn. Hopefully now you can't see me because I should be seeing the back of your head because you would turn halfway around. A full circle is 4 quarter turns, and they would be 90 degrees each. So this is 90 degrees, and then I'm moving another 90 degrees, which would be 180 total. Then I go another 90 degrees, which is now 270. And then the final 990 degrees would make it 360 degrees total. So now I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to look at your math book. So this is page 40. Number 1 says, Joe, Steve, and Bob stood in the middle of the yard and faced the house. Joe turned 90 degrees to the right. Steve turned 180 degrees to the right. Bob turned 270 degrees to the right. Name the object that each boy is now facing. So I have this little flash drive that I'm going to use for my person. So here's Joe, and he's facing the house. He's turning 90 degrees to the right. So I know that's a quarter turn, and I make my 2 L's with my finger. This is the left, this is the right. So I'm making a 90-degree turn to the right. So now Joe is facing the fence. Now I have Steve. Steve's going 180 degrees to the right. So I'm facing the house again, and I make a 90-degree turn, and another 90 would give me 180. So now I see Steve is facing the tree. Then I have Bob. He's going 270 degrees to the right. So I make my 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 270 degrees, and I'm facing, actually Bob's facing the barn. So each one of those turns is 90 degrees. Number 2, Monique looked at the clock at the beginning of class and at the end of class. How many degrees did the minute hand turn from the beginning of class until the end? So I'm focusing on this minute hand. And as a little time review, my big hand's pointing to the 11, my minute hand, my long hand's pointing to the 12. So this is 11 o'clock. Now I see my big hand is almost to the 12 and my long hand is on the 9. So I'm not yet to the 12, so this is going to be 11, and I count by 5, so I know this is 15, 30, 45. So I'm ending at 11:45. So I've seen that the big hand was here, and it turned 90 degrees to here, and then another 90 degrees down below, and then a third 90 degrees. So since this hand went a quarter, 2/4, 3/4, I add 90 together 3 times to get 270 degrees. And that you want to make sure that your degree sign is really little so you don't mistaken it for a 0, because 270 degrees and 2,700 are two really different numbers. Number 3, for those of you who enjoy like doing any kind of snowboarding, skiing, skating, you might have some background information on these kind of jumps. So if a skater jumped into the air and did a 360, what does that mean? Remember, we talked about this, each of these half circles being 180. So if he not only did a 180, that would be a half turn. 360 degrees is the whole thing. So a 360 means he did a complete circle for a jump. Just like I showed you in my chair, if I start here, this time I'm going to go to the left, counterclockwise. If I spin the whole way around, I just turned 360 degrees. So he would actually be doing that on skates, which is pretty impressive. Number 4, Mr. Martin drove away from his house. So here's his house, and he's driving this way without his wallet. He did a 180. Where is he heading now? So if I look at my half circle protractor, he's driving, and this is a 180. So if he turns a half turn, that means he's actually spinning around and going this way, because he's doing an about face. So he's turning around. He's not going a full circle. He's turning and just going in a straight line back. So where is he heading now? He is heading home because he forgot his wallet. So remember, a 180 degree angle looks like a straight line. So if you're here, if you do a 180, you'll be on this side. If you were on the left and you do a 180, you'd be now facing the right. Okay, number 5. Joe turned the knob in the shower 270 degrees to the right. Draw a picture showing the position of the knob after he turned it. So right now the knob's turning this way. If I turn the knob here, I've turned it 90 degrees. Then I'm going to turn it facing down. So that's another 90, which will be 180 total. And then if I turn it another 90 degrees, 180 plus 90 is 270. So I'm going to draw the position of the knob pointing to the left now, because I've turned it from here the whole way to here. So it's going the whole way around. Barb used her scissors to cut out a coupon from the newspaper. How many quarter turns does she need to turn the paper in order to stay on the lines? So here are my scissors. If I turn the paper 1/4 turn, I would have cut the whole way along this dotted line. Then I'm going to have to turn the paper another quarter turn to cut along this line. And then another quarter turn to cut along this line. And one more quarter turn to cut the whole thing out. So if I add all of these together, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. So they would need to do 4 quarter turns. And we know that 4/4 equals 1 whole, so that means the whole coupon will be cut out. Number 7, how many quarter turns does the picture need to be rotated in order for it to be upright? So if I look at this puppy, and I'm going to try to move my book, if I turn it a quarter turn this way, he's upside down. So then I do another quarter turn, so that would be 2. Now he's still laying on his belly. If I take another quarter turn, now he's upright. So I made 3 quarter turns to the right. I want to make sure I'm specific. So if I was turning to the right, which is clockwise, 3 quarter turns, but I could also go left. So if I have my puppy laying on its back and I make 1 quarter turn this way, look at that. He's on his legs already. So that was 1 quarter turn to the left. So we have 2 answers here. Depends on which way you turn, either to the right or to the left. And remember, a quarter turn, the term quarter means 1/4. So that means it's 4/4 make a whole circle. 1/4 would be almost like on a clock, a quarter after they're pointing the big hands to the 3. And then we go down another quarter if we have like a half an hour. Other ways, 3/4 or a quarter tilt. So 1/4 of a turn. Number 8, Meredith faced north. Okay, so Meredith facing north. Right here. She turned 90 degrees to the right. So I'm going to turn 90 degrees this way. Then 100, and then 180 more. So I'm going to go 90, and 90 is 180. Which direction is she now facing? If I look, she's facing west. So we went from here to here to give us 90 degrees. So she was facing east. Then it says 180. So then we went another 90 plus another 90, which would equal 180 degrees. So our final destination was west. Okay, so today we talked about moving to the right and to the left, different degree levels. And we really stuck with that 90, 180, 270, because those are our benchmark angles. So here's 0, here we're at 90, 180, 270, 360, which would be a full circle. If you have any questions, go ahead and send them to me in Schoology. And if I look at our list for today, just to make sure everyone knows what we're doing. So you had your lesson 8 video right here. These are the must-do problems. And after you're finished with those, I do want you to send me a copy. And then you have a lesson 8 exit ticket right here. Be sure to answer the questions in your exit ticket packet first, then click on that link and submit them to me. And I'll get to look at those. If you need anything, just send me a message. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good afternoon.